Hi there everyone, welcome to this tutorial for the play along videos of Bring Me Sunshine that you can find on the UkePlayAlongs channel. I created the original play along for Bring Me Sunshine many years ago and for a ukulele play along, but had not been making baritone resources at that point, nor was I publishing the chord charts for each song. And I am now in the process of recording baritone tutorials and chord sheets for all of those songs that are missing them. It's going to take a while. But in that process, I'm also having to generally recreate the original GCEA play along as well. So what this video is going to do is, first of all, it's going to teach you the chords you need to play the song in B flat and C on GCEA ukulele. Then it's going to teach you the chords that you need to play it in C and D on GCEA ukulele. And then it's going to teach you the chords you need to play the song on C and D on baritone DGBE ukulele. If you want the chord chart, you can find that at my website at UkeStuff.info. And if you want to support the work in this channel, there are three things you can do. First of all, you can like the video. Second, you can subscribe to the channel. And third, you can always buy me a cup of coffee to say thank you for making this content at buymeacoffee.com/UkeStuff. As a personal note, this was one of my early journeys into ukulele music and listening to ukulele music. The Jive Aces are a jazz band from the UK and actually were a part of like UK's Got Talent a few years ago as well. This is a great song. It's a Louis Prima song, great jazz standard, and it fits really well with ukulele, and the Jive Aces did a great job with it. And by the way, their music video is really entertaining as well. So let's begin with the chords you need to play the song in B flat and C on GCEA soprano concert or tenor ukulele. The first chord you're going to need is the B flat chord. That chord drives some people crazy. Please don't let it drive you crazy. Let me give you some tips. First of all, hold your ukulele securely in your arm. Second, you're going to take your first finger and put it across the first two strings right above the metal first fret. Then you're going to pull against the fretboard like you're going to launch something off of your ukulele. Pulling is important because you're not pinching here. The pull is important. That will avoid excessive tension in your hand, potentially carpal tunnel in your future. So you want to pull against the fretboard and then add your thumb for some support, then add two fingers. If your B flat doesn't sound good, just keep practicing, but please do not pinch. Again, I watch so many tutorials where people are like, pinch, pinch. No, don't use pinching. Pull against the fretboard. Then we've got a C minor chord, which is a partial bar chord, and you're covering strings 1, 2, and 3. At the third fret, it's the same deal. Pull against the fretboard. You have an F7 chord, so I make the F chord and then add two fingers to it. Then a full bar chord. It's a B flat 7 chord. And this can be really hard for two reasons. First of all, you've got a bar against the first fret, which is really close to the nut. So that makes it harder to pull those strings down. And second, if your ukulele is not set up correctly, there's an ideal amount where the setup will let this be easier than if the strings are way away from the frets. So really, at the first fret, your action should be 0.5 millimeters or less, to the point that you don't have buzzing. That's important as well, because if you go too low, the strings will vibrate against the frets, and that's no good. But you should have your ukulele setup checked. There's all sorts of videos on how to do that. Additionally, you could take it to a luthier and have it set up as well. But what you want to do is cover all four strings now with your first finger, pull against the fretboard. That's going to give you most of it. Again, it's that pulling action. Add your thumb for some support, and then add your second finger to the third string, second fret. Then we're going to have a crazy chord, the E flat chord. Now, truthfully, on GCEA soprano concert tenor ukulele, you can play this with three fingers. You do not need to put a finger down on the fourth string. But if you want to, you can either put fingers 2, 3, and 4 in a row, and then just have your first finger up there, like that. That doesn't work for me, as well as bending my ring finger, like this, and I cover strings 4, 3, and 2, and then play the first string with my first finger. A lot of people make their D chord the same way, and then they can just jump right up the fretboard. So again, building that E flat off of the first string, first fret, and then bending your finger then on the third fret, strings 4, 3, and 2. And then a C7 chord, easiest one. Now the song modulates the key of C. So then you have a C chord, a D minor. A D minor is just an F chord with an extra finger, a G7, a C7 chord, an F chord, and then a Hawaiian D7 chord. Could you play a full D7? You could, but the Hawaiian D7 works great there. And those are the chords to play Bring Me Sunshine on GCEA Soprano Concert Tenor Ukulele in the keys of B flat and C. Now let's talk about doing so in the keys of C and D. Now if you watched the previous section of this video, talk about doing it in the keys of B flat and C, well, these are the same chords in the key of C as in the previous part, but since we're talking about a different video altogether, I'll just go through it again. You've got the C chord, the D minor chord, which is like an F chord with an extra finger, a G7 chord, a C7 chord, an F chord, and then a Hawaiian D7 chord. That's in the key of C. That's all very standard position chords, so it works out really well for ukulele players. Then we have a D chord once we switch to the key of D. And you have to decide how you want to play D. That's up to you. I always put my first finger at the top of the third string second fret, my other two fingers around it. But some people play that same chord with fingers 1, 2, and 3 in a row. Some people play it with fingers 2, 3, 4 in a row. Some people play it with two fingers where they cover strings 4 and 3 and then cover string 2 with their second finger. Some people play it with their ring finger bent, playing strings 4, 3, and 2, leaving the first string open. You can do whatever works with you, just don't use your thumb like that. Then we have the E minor chord, one of my favorite chords on GCEA ukulele. First finger goes on the first string second fret and the other two just waterfall down, fourth string is open. An A7 chord, the D7 chord again, because it was in the key of C, G chord, and then I think my favorite chord, the E minor might be one of my favorite, but my favorite is the E7 chord. I just like how that feels. I rotate my wrist out a little bit. First finger goes on the fourth string, first fret. Second finger goes on the third string, second fret. And my ring finger goes on the first string, second fret. That's your E7 chord. And those are the chords you need to play Bring Me Sunshine, as recorded by the Jive Aces, on GCEA Soprano Concert Tenor Ukulele. Now let's talk about baritone. Now on baritone, in full disclosure, this song is originally in B flat and C. So this is a much easier route for baritone players than trying to deal with the B flat and the E flat chords. So we're going to start in the key of C. We're going to play our C chord, a D minor chord, a G7 chord, a C7 chord. So you play your C, but then you add two fingers to it. And then what is the hardest chord in the key of C is the F chord. So what you're going to do is put your first finger across strings 1 and 2 right above the middle first fret, pull against the fretboard. That'll give you most of what you need. Add your thumb for some support and then add two fingers. Then a D7 chord. Now let's modulate to the key of D. You've got a D chord, an E minor chord, an A7 chord. So same as with the F chord, you're going to put your finger across all four strings at the second fret and then pull against the fretboard. And then add your second finger to the first string third fret. Then a D7 chord, a G chord, and an E7 chord. And those are the chords you need to play Bring Me Sunshine on baritone DGBE ukulele. All right, let's talk about strumming. First of all, with strumming, there is not one single right answer. And yes, even though there's an ukulele being used in this recording, the ukulele player sometimes changes up what he's doing as well. And to try to copy that is going to be very, very, very difficult. So in general, there are three rules. First of all, play the right chord at the right time. Second, keep a steady tempo and the correct tempo. And third, always play with a style that matches the style of the music. So if you're doing a strumming pattern that doesn't quite fit, like the island strum, I don't think would work really well with this strung. That's down, down, up, up, down, up. Probably not what you want to play with Bring Me Sunshine. But as long as the style fits, it's okay. For a lot of people, if you're just playing down strums along with the songs, that's okay. Do what works for you. There isn't one right answer. And even if there is, it's almost impossible to replicate it 100% because people do different things in each recording or each take they take of something. So just to give you two ideas of things that you can do. At the beginning of the song, what I hear is this. I'll use the C for example. I just hear down, 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 up, down. I'll just switch it with some chords that you see. So it's C, D minor, G7, C. I added a C7 there at the end. So down, 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 up, down is going to get you through the beginning part of the song. Now in the second part of the song, you have some choices. There's no right answer. It's whatever sounds good to you. But you can do the down, 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 up, down. That would work. The other thing that I hear is sort of a swung. And I'm hitting the second beat. Bada 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 bada, and it's swung a little bit. And if you need to, you could just play the chords themselves. All of those would be good answers. Is there a right single answer in the second half? Probably not. Just find something that, again, is the right chord at the right time, you're keeping a steady tempo, and whatever you do, that it matches the style of the music. All right, so with those chords and with some general ideas for strumming, that will get you through Bring Me Sunshine as recorded by the Jive Aces. Thanks so much for joining me for this video. I hope you're having a great day, and I'll be back soon with some more Uke stuff for you.